All right, let me go up front, see what's going on. And what do I hear? Y'all hear this? Oh, if I had to guess, this is Gen 2 3.6 Pentastar. It's ticking, y'all. Oh, that's loud.
Let me look at it. He gonna need lifters or something. He's talking.
Rock arms, not lifters. Rock arms make it tick, not the
I don't
lifters.
care what it is.
Yeah, see, everybody seems to think that the ticking noise is the lifters. It's the freaking rocker arms, folks. Y'all know me, I'm the king of the ticker. So I'll let y'all know when I get in the shop what they really need. Alrighty, guys, as predicted, I was in fact dispatched this car. So I'm in the shop now. Now let's go over a few things. I'm gonna leave it running. Guys, number one, before you do anything, especially with ticking noise, you have to make sure that there's oil in the crankcase. Yes, we pulled the dipster and verified the thing is full of oil. Now, how do you go by diagnosing this? Okay, customer want to know, here's the complaint. Customer states the car is making a ticking noise. Now, you as the mechanic, first thing you should do is verify oil level. Okay, now as far as diagnosing, I'm gonna have to be careful with my wording because I'm an experienced tech on this. So what I say may not come off right, all right? But I'm gonna try my best to word it as careful as possible. All right, number one, ooh, you got a bad oil leak at that cooler, but that's not why it's ticking. It's ticking because some valve train parts have been compromised. What do you mean, JT? Valve train parts, this is a dual overhead cam engine, meaning there's 2 camshafts per bank, per cylinder head. 24 rocker arms, 24 lash adjusters, lifters. This is not a cam and block design using push rods or utilizing, things like that. So this is a different setup. And it's variable valve timing as well. So from the history standpoint, what goes on or what caused this is the rocker arms essentially collapse. So basically when the needle bearings fall out of the rocker arms, that roller bearing will be loose and move up and down. In the event it's in the down position, the outer circumference of the rocker arm can chew into a cam lobe. All right, you know the cam lobes are extremely important. Okay, so if you chew into that constantly, you will eat away at it and there will become clearance causing that noise. This noise is what you're hearing now. Now, how do you fix that? Or the bigger question is how you prevent it. But I don't have enough time on this video to talk about how you prevent it because that's a whole nother topic. So we'll talk about how to repair it. Replace broken parts. Replace worn out broken valve train parts. Now, it's not normal, guys, for valve train parts like this to just wear out. These are not wearable item per se, okay? No, a rocker arm shouldn't come apart. Needle bearings shouldn't fall out of a rocker arm and cause it to lose and then make that noise. No, that's not normal. I don't care how many miles you got on it. That is not normal. So over time, can those parts wear out and cause this? Perhaps, all right? But I'm talking from an opinion standpoint. Nothing I'm saying is etched in fact. Everything you hear on the internet, YouTube or wherever you get your source from, is one's opinion, okay? So right now you're listening to JT the Car Guy's opinion. Now again, how do you fix that? You got to go in and replace broken parts. Parts won't be broken anymore, so parts won't make noise. So the first thing you need to do as a mechanic, now I like to get over here, hover over the engine and gauge. This is for my own personal satisfaction. Which side is it? Because that's the one I want to start on. Is it this side or is it this side? Is it bank 2 or is it bank 1? Because you're going to end up doing both, don't really matter, but it's just a self-gratification thing. I think it's this side. So now, again, guys, be careful trying to give a unverified estimate. Here's the correct way to do this. I'm going to talk about the correct way, the wrong way, and the JT way. The correct way to do this is to get authorization to tear the engine apart. Not tear down to taking heads off and things like that. You got to get this off. You got to get the valve covers off because you need a visual. You need eyes. You need eyes inside this valve cover. The only way you're going to get that is to remove covers so you can visually see because you're trying to gauge the damage. You're not going to be able to give an accurate estimate if you can't gauge what has been damaged. So that's the correct way to do this. Go get tear down time authorized. That way you can do it. Now, the wrong way to do it is to guess. I think it's this. I think it's a camshaft, blah, 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 blah. That's the wrong way to do it. That way it can get you in trouble. It can lead to misdiagnosis, and you can get in trouble. Now, the JT way is to simply sell all the rocker arms, and because of this high mileage, all the lifters, lash adjusters, and that's it. Now, why do I say that? Well, JT, how you know I don't need cams? Because I don't care, and I want to sell the job, all right? The risk of losing this job is more parts. More parts. Yes, you could need more parts, but that becomes more risky. I don't want this job. I don't want him to look at this estimate and say, oh, hell no, I can't afford that. I'm out of here. I know somebody down the street that will do this for such and such. So, but because I'm not at one of those establishments, this is a huge establishment I'm at. This is a facility that, you know, utilize rules. They have rules in place. So I can't go rogue like this. If this was at Brothers Motors, yes, all your estimate will include is rocker arms, lifters, and that's it. And a PCV valve. That's because anything else I may run into, I have. I don't want to lose my customer over a $500 camshaft when I have 10 camshafts laying around that's perfectly good. All right? I mean, that sound, you know, that don't sound like the way a shop owner should discuss things, but that's just the reality. I don't want to lose the job. So what I'm gonna do is semi-break the rules at this place. I'm gonna authorize, or my estimate will include all the rock arms and all the lifters. And I'm gonna tell them, if you need a cam, this is how much. Guys, I can't go rogue here. My side job and Brothers Motors work, I can do whatever the hell I want to do. But this ain't, I'm not operating, I'm not JT the mobile guy right now. I'm at a real facility with real job, with real bosses and real rules. Okay, so I just want to go over with y'all. I don't want this video to be long, but this is the way I'm gonna handle this. I'll lose them. If I try to get authorization to get tear down time, I'll lose this customer. I can tell by the way he was talking. All right. If I say I need 6 hours tear down time to find out exactly what's wrong with it, do you know how much money that is? Yes, he will panic and get the hell out of here. No. So I'm gonna write the estimate up. And what are the chances of me needing one cam? Great, right? At least one. At least one. And what are the chances of me needing 2? It gets lower. And what are the chances of me needing 3? Or all 4? It gets slimmer and slimmer and slimmer. So I'm going to take my chances with one camshaft. And that's the most expensive one on Bank One over here with the PCV apparatus. Now, if I tear it apart and I find out, oh, it's one of these, I'm just going to take this back and say, oh, y'all gave me the wrong cam. I needed this one. This is what I said. I didn't say this one. I said this one. And they're just going to deduct that amount and add to this. But this is going to be cheaper than this. So it's all the... Guys, please don't think what I'm doing is hackerish. It's just that I don't want to lose the job over nonsense. All right? I know without a shadow of a doubt I can fix this car, shut it up for the remaining of its life with just 24 rock arms. All right? But because I'm in this facility, they're going to wonder, well, why the hell you didn't write up lifters? So I'm going to write up lifters. So I know for 100% fact, I personally fixed this car. Even at this facility, I can fix this car with those parts. But there's a right way and a wrong way to do things depending on where you're at. All right, I'm talking too much. I'm done, okay? Yes, I'll let y'all know how it goes, whether you decided to buy. Because also keep in mind, the prices of these parts have, I think, one rocker arm $35 to $40 now. One lifter, $35 to $40. Now multiply $35 times 24 rock arms. Multiply $35 times 24 lift. And throw in a camshaft for shits and giggles. An extra $500. And throw in my labor. You can't discount the labor. Guys, I'm only interested in selling labor. I don't make money off selling parts. Some of y'all get in my comment section, oh, you're just trying to sell a bunch of parts. I don't make a damn dime off parts. I want as little parts as possible so my labor can be high. I eat off labor alone. Here. Yes, here. You know, anywhere else I can mark up parts. That's how the business run, guys. That's how the industry works. Right? So it is what it is. But the price have went up. And I'm scared I'm going to lose this guy to a ridiculous high estimate. So I got to be careful because I don't want to lose him. And I know 100% for sure I'm going to fix the car if he say fix it. Guys, I got to go. I'm talking too much. Thanks for watching.